The truth about singer David Bisbal. David Bisbal Ferre, born in Almería, Spain on June 5, 1979, is a Spanish singer, songwriter, and actor. He gained his initial fame as a runner-up on the interactive reality television show Operación Triunfo. He has since released 5 studio albums, all of which topped the Spanish albums chart, in addition to recording a number of live albums. He has toured throughout Europe and Latin America and is now considered to be a crossover international artist. As of 2012, David Bisbal has sold more than 5 million records in Spain and America, getting 42 platinum albums, 17 gold and 2 diamond. Corazón Latino and Almería treasure each one IFPI Platinum Award, official certification for selling over 1 million copies across Europe. Early life. David Bisbal was born on June 5, 1979 in Almería, Spain, son of José Bisbal, a professional boxer and part of a trio of flamenco music, and Maria Ferre Montoya. He is the youngest of 3 siblings, a brother named José Maria and a sister named Maria del Mar. He loved to perform in public. As a child, Bisbal showed a talent for performing, but was always very shy about doing so. Bisbal dropped out studies at the Institute IESL Andalus, Almería, in the penultimate year of secondary education, around he was 15 years old, and his father took him to work for Ranger, in the municipal nursery in Almería, which was his first known work. Years later he met the producer of the orchestra Expressions, who discovered David's singing, and after listening to and discovering his vocal quality, offered him employment as the main voice of the orchestra. David began working in Orchestra Expressions, a popular band in Almería. He gradually began to develop as a singer, and to discover his passion for music. Having been in the orchestra, David went to the auditions for Pop Idol, in Barcelona, Spain. In 2001, he was one of 16 contestants from the first Spanish edition of Idol contest designed to choose the representative for the festival Eurovision of the year. Finally he came in second place to Rosa Lopez. Bisbal also performed at Eurovision with Rosa Lopez, David Bustamante, Shinoa, Gisela and Gino, in the chorus. Beginnings. Operación Triunfo. David Bisbal left school early and worked in a platinum and flower nursery. He was encouraged by his colleagues to audition for a music contest and he initially became part of Orchestra Expressions where he continued singing and dancing. In October 2001 he auditioned for the first ever edition of Operación Triunfo, Spanish version of Star Academy, where he was accepted and was one of the 16 contestants. He reached the final, where he was the runner-up behind Rosa Lopez. The top 3 contestants qualified for a secondary phase of the contest, where the prize was the chance of representing Spain in the Eurovision Song Contest. He came second in the Eurovision phase with the song Corazón Latino, losing to Rosa Lopez. She went on to sing Europe's Living a Celebration for Spain in the Eurovision Song Contest 2002 competition in Tallinn, and Bisbal accompanied her as a backing vocalist. Career. David Bisbal, at Los Premios No Que Amigo, 2007, Bisbal signed a contract with Vale Music record label and released his first album recorded in Miami under the title Corazón Latino with Kike Santander. The album became 7 times platinum by summer 2002 after having topped the Spanish charts. The first single from the album, called Ave Maria, had a phenomenal success. After winning the Latin Grammys, the album went platinum, over 1 million sales. On February 10, 2004, he released his second album entitled Almería, again produced by his friend Kike Santander. It found similar success in Spain and throughout Latin America, hitting diamond level with more than 1 million albums sold in Spain alone, becoming the best Spanish seller of 2004. In March 2005, he also released a DVD Todo por Ustedes that contained live registrations of some of his concerts in the United States, Latin America and Spain. Premonition became the 3rd studio album by David Bisbal released on October 3, 2006. By the end of its first week of release, it had achieved enough sales to be certified as 5 times platinum with sales over 400,000 copies in Spain alone. On October 20, 2009, Bisbal released Sin Mirar Atrás, receiving positive reviews. On the track Aqua Ahora, which is features on the album Premonition. David worked with writer-producer DJ Sammy. 2002 to 2003, international launch debut album. After achieving fame as Operación Triunfo finalist, he signed a contract with label Veil Music, offering him the opportunity to record his first solo debut album. The album, entitled Corazón Latino, was released in summer 2002, recorded in Miami and produced by Kike Santander. The album reached #1 in its debut week, selling over 600,000 copies, breaking sales records. The album stayed for 7 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Spanish albums chart. With more than 900,000 copies sold in Spain, Bisbal was launched to the rest of Spanish-speaking countries. His debut album would be released on October 15. In January 2003, Bisbal received an Amigo Award in Madrid's Palacio de Cristal de la Arganzuela. On October 31 he began his first tour in Latin America, in Argentina. He visited 12 countries and performed 17 live concerts. In November a special issue of Corazón Latino was released in Mexico. 2004 to 2005, Valeria, the second million record sales, the first single from Bisbal's second album, Valeria, premiered on December 15, 2003. It reached #1 on the charts and radio stations of both Spain and Latin America. On February 11, the eponymous album was released. The album debuted on the charts in Spain, where more than 300,000 copies were sold in a week. It also reached gold certification in Colombia and Venezuela in 2 weeks. He first set foot in Germany in November in order to promote his duet with singer Jana Zimmer. The duet's theme was "Let's Make History." Several days after presenting the video with Jana Zimmer, David made an appearance at the Tribute to Rocío Jurado Gala in order to perform. 2006 to 2008, Premonition and promotion in Europe and Japan. The first single of his third studio album Premonition, Queen Me Iba a Descer, was released in August 2006. The album was released on October 3, 2006. It sold more than 900,000 copies. On October 24 he performed at the seat of European Parliament in Strasbourg, where he gave an exclusive concert, in which he performed the songs from his album, to representatives of 25 member countries. The album stayed for a month at #1 on the Spanish chart. The singer won an Ondas Award in a ceremony held at the Barcelona Theatre Musical, and a Microfono de Oro Award. In January 2007, the second single from the album Silencio stayed for 8 weeks at #1 in Los 40 Principales. In 2008, Bisbal performed a duet with Rihanna, Hate That I Love You, which was included in the reissue of Good Girl Gone Bad. 2009 to 2010, Sin Mira Atrás, his fourth studio album Sin Mira Atrás, was released on October 20, 2009 in Spain, Latin America and the United States. The first single from the album was Esclavo de tus Besos, under the production of Mexican-born Armando Avila. Its world premiere was on August 24 and the video came out on September 7. It was one of the most successful singles of the Spanish singer throughout his career, reaching #1 on sales and radio charts in Spain, Latin America and the United States. On January 9, 2010, Promusici announced that Esclavo de tus Besos had earned a double platinum certification for its more than 80,000 copies sold in Spain, and it also earned a platinum certification in Argentina for more than 20,000 copies sold. The second single from the album was Mi Princesa. The song 24 Horas, made by Espinosa Paz Mexico, the third single in the US and Latin America, was presented at the 2010 Billboard Awards, while in Spain the single was Sin Mira Atrás, a song that gives title to the album. Bisbal also won his first Latin Grammy in 2009. On November 14, 2010 he was presented the gold record for the sales of the album in USA and Puerto Rico. 2011 to 2013, Herederos, David Bisbal sang the theme song for the soap opera Herederos de una Venganza. It is one of the highest-rated telenovelas in Argentina, which starred Romina Gaetani, Luciano Castro and Federico Amador, where all romantic moments are set to music by the song sung by David Bisbal. The authors of this issue are Bisbal himself, Sebastian Bazin, and Karen Oliver. On November 5, 2011 he released his first acoustic DVD entitled Una Noche en el Teatro Real, recorded in the musical temple 4 days earlier. In its first week on sale, he got a record to beat for the first time a DVD sales of a CD in 7 days, getting to sell more than 50,000 copies, obtaining double platinum. On January 18, Bisbal won the triple platinum, surpassing the figure of 75,000 copies sold. In 2012 he got platinum in Spain for his CD Live Royal Albert Hall. During the tour of Una Noche en el Teatro Real, Bisbal played in some of the most iconic theaters and auditoriums in Spain, North America, Latin America, the Southern Cone and major European capitals. He played in a total of 128 concerts in such unique venues as the Royal Albert Hall in London, Carnegie Hall in New York, and Luna Park in Buenos Aires. Writing about Bisbal's Albert Hall concert in September 2012, Boris Izaguirre described him as the voice of Spanish emigrants and the Julio Iglesias of the lost generation, noting that many Spaniards in their 20s who had been forced to emigrate by the financial crisis had grown up during Bisbal's rise to fame during the previous decade's economic boom. On November 15, 2012, in Las Vegas, David Bisbal won his third Latin Grammy, this time in the category Best Traditional Pop Album. Bisbal's career took a turn towards its beginnings when he joined the Spanish reality talent show La Voz as a judge, acting as coach to eventual winner Rafa Blas in the first series. In addition, he was a judge on La Voz Mexico on the third series of the show. However, in January 2014, after appearing on 2 seasons of the Spanish show and one of the Mexican edition, Bisbal announced he would leave these roles due to a heavy schedule of live and promotional work for his new album Tu y Yo. In mid-2016, he was a mentor on the show La Apuesta, in which he was the winner next to his contestant Hector Ocampo. International appeal. Internationally, Bisbal enjoys popularity in a great number of countries. On September 3, 2003, he won the Latin Grammys held in Miami from the category Best New Artist. During the event, he sang Angels, with Jessica Simpson. He also launched a big promotional tour in Latin America with sold-out concerts in Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Venezuela and others. In 2008, he recorded Hate That I Love You, Odio Amar, a Spanglish version with Rihanna. He achieved European success in England, Germany, Belgium, Russia and Romania, in addition to great success in Japan. In 2009, he recorded Sofrire as a Spanglish duet with singer Pixie Lott, eventually released as a platinum bonus track on the deluxe edition of his 4th studio album, Sin Mira Atrás. In 2010, David was featured in the Spanish version of the FIFA 2010 official World Cup song Waving Flag with Somali-Canadian musician Gnon, who is the original artist of the song. In 2010, a remix version of Miley Cyrus's When I Look at You, titled Ti Miro a Ti, was released on one of his albums in order to promote the release of the last song in Spain. In it, Cyrus sings her lines in English, while Bisbal's are mingled in both English and Spanish. In 2011, David recorded a song for the TV series Herederos in Argentina. The song is called Herederos, and David has sold over 300,000 copies of the CD Sin Mira Atrás tour in Argentina. On November 15, 2012, he won the Latin Grammy held in Las Vegas from the category Best Traditional Pop Album for Una Noche en el Teatro Real. In 2013, Bisbal acted as himself in the TV series Jane the Virgin, where he sang Esclavo de sus besos. He appeared 1 episode. Discography. All discography information obtained from the David Bisbal official website. Thanks for watching the video. My channel regularly posts new videos. Remember to subscribe to watch and share videos if you see a great video. And thank you. 15 years old, and his father took him to work for a ranger in the municipal nursery in Almería, which was his first known work. Years later he met the producer of the orchestra Expressions, who discovered David singing, and after listening to and discovering his vocal quality, offered him employment as the main voice of the orchestra. David began working in orchestra Expressions, The truth about singer David Bisbal. David Bisbal Ferre, born in Almería, Spain on June 5, 1979, is a Spanish singer, songwriter, and actor. He gained his initial fame as a runner-up on the interactive reality television show Operación Triunfo. He is the youngest of 3 siblings, a brother named Jose Maria and a sister named Maria del Mar. He loved to perform in public. As a child, Bisbal showed a talent for performing, but was always very shy about doing so. Bisbal dropped out studies at the Institute IESL Andalus, Almería, in the penultimate year of secondary education. Around he has since released 5 studio albums, all of which topped the Spanish albums chart, in addition to recording a number of live albums. He has toured throughout Europe and Latin America and is now considered to be a crossover international artist. As of 2012, David Bisbal has sold more than 5 million records in Spain and America, getting 42 platinum albums, 17 gold and 2 diamond. Corazon Latino and Balearia treasure each one IFPI Platinum Award, official certification for selling over 1 million copies across Europe. Early life: David Bisbal was born on June 5, 1979 in Almería, Spain, son of José Bisbal, a professional boxer and part of a trio of flamenco music, and Maria Ferre Montoya,